Okay, I'm back. I'm Airpack 1, and this is a continuation of the Building a Livery series. This is the subject for today. We're going to go ahead and do this, build this thing up. And this is our livery, just a plain white version, no markings on it at all. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over Got Gravel's template here. Everything we need that I showed you before. I'm going to go back up to the beginning, and I'm going to rename where it says your name. Make sure I go back to the start here. I'm going to backspace, and I'm just going to type in white. How about white and 1? How's that sound? We'll do that. Okay, we've got our folder named now, and white 1 version 1, and I'm going to start out here. I'm going to go into the sim objects. I'm going to go down to airplane, and I'm not going to use both of these liveries, so I'm going to delete this folder. I don't need it. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to change this name to white space 1. Okay, took care of that. Now I'm going to go into this folder, and I'm going to change each one of these where it says your name. I'm going to go down, and I'm just going to abbreviate and just go WHT. I'll go to the next one. WHT. And WHT. Alright, so all three of those match. Make sure they match, especially this texture folder. If this texture folder is out of whack, you got an extra number, or you got something in here, your textures will not show up. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the aircraft CFG folder, and I'm going to change where it says your livery. Number 1, I'm going to change it to white 1. Okay. Go down to each one of these, do the same. Make sure they match. Nope, see, I could have messed myself up right there. The white one is the title of our aircraft. This is our model folder. I abbreviated that, so it's just white. WHT. Same here, WHT. And go down to our texture folder again. Make sure that it's right, WHT. Getting ahead of myself. Alright, these three match. That's the title of our aircraft. And I'm going to continue on down. Let's see, right here. Your name. This is going to be the full livery name. White 1. Continue on down. Created by me. On down the list. I could use this, leave this just the same call out number. I usually put an airpack in there, but I won't today. This is the Atc Id. What you get called out on your aircraft when the communications are going on. Anyways, that's all we need to do here. I'm going to make sure that I save this. That's saved out. Now, I don't need to mess with the model folder or the panel folder. They're already preset up for you, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to go into textures. Now, textures, there's nothing in here. All right, this is preset. You don't have to touch this. It's already. That's what's nice about the template. It already has all the information in there it needs. Our pictures are not right. They're of the standard Got Gravel, but that's not important right now. I need to fill this folder up with my textures. Alright. The first thing I'm going to do, I have already pulled those 2 textures I made for our Savage, or for our Cub. Yeah. For our Gravel. They're all white. That's the fuselage, and this is the wing. So we're all ready to go there. And I've already pulled out my texture folder for one of my liveries, to get my textures. These are the textures that I'm going to pull over. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all these textures. Make sure I get all the files. I'm not going to drag the texture folder over, and I'm not going to bring the thumbnails over. Just these textures. So I'll go ahead and pull those into here. Copy here. And we're all set to go. I don't need this folder anymore. Now, I'm going to come up here to the fuselage folder. And I already have Photoshop open. Try to save a little time. I'm going to twirl this guy open. It's already in DDS format, and that's one of the old textures. I'm going to go over here to the fuselage texture that we've made for our livery, and I want to open with Photoshop. This is my software of choice. You could do it in GIMP or even Painter.net. The first thing I want to do here is I want to make sure that my image sizes are the same. So I'm going to go up here to image, and I'm going to go on that image size. I'm 2048 by 2048. Okay, I'm going to go check my DDS file, open that up, and I want to make sure that I am the same size, 2048, 2048, 72. We're the same. So I'm going to go back to my import, the texture folder I'm importing. I'm going to select all. Then I'm going to go edit. Copy that. I'm going to go back over to our DDS, and I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to go paste special and paste in place. If you just hit paste, chances are you'd be okay since you're selecting the whole thing, but just to make sure, it's good to select the paste special and paste in place to make sure it gets centered and perfectly over that. And that really is important when you're doing just individual parts. So let's paste that in place. I don't need this layer anymore, so I am going to delete that layer. Yes. So now this is the only layer we have. I'm going to go File, Save. I'm going to make sure this is at color, BC1, and I'm going to select OK. We're done with this one. So now I'm going to go back into our folder here, and I'm going to go to locate the wing. Let's see, there's our wing right here, and that's the comp, and that's the texture right here. I want the wing texture. I'm going to double click on it. Bring back up. Oh, select OK. Alright, and I'm going to go over to our pre-made texture, right click it, open with Photoshop. Again, make sure that I know these are right. I've already showed you how to check and make sure that your textures are the same size format. I'm going to go edit. I'm sorry, select all, then go to edit. If you know your hotkeys, this can speed things up for you. I need to copy. Okay, I'm going to go over here to my DDS file. And I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to go paste special, paste in place. Get rid of this old layer. I don't need that. And I'm going to go File, Save, make sure it's color, BC1, OK. I can get rid of that one, and I can get rid of this one now. We're done with that. Now, I got some other files in here, and I'm going to show you and try to explain why. Of course, I have the comp file and the normal file and stuff for the fuselage and the wings. I also brought in the cockpit main. I'm going to open that up. The reason why is because I have a custom instrument panel. This wood grain panel down here. Just I'm just showing you. Anything that you want, that you've modified and you want to show up in your livery, you're going to have to make sure that you have it in this folder. If it's not in this folder, it will draw it from the generic or the standard file system, and you won't see your custom stuff. And also make sure that you have both your texture file and the JSON file. It's easy to just bring in from the original folder, bring it in here, and then change over to your texture. Let's see, I also have the comp file for that. Open that up real quick and take a look. And again, I don't want it to be glossy. I kind of want it to have a certain shine to it, so that's why it's all red here. I hope this isn't boring you. I'm just showing you what I've got and the reasons why. Same way, I've got the Cockpit Pedals. That's where all the framework is for the aircraft, and I've got special chrome interior on it, so that's why I'm bringing these in. Same way, you need the comp for that. And there's one other here. Livery. Okay, here is the livery file, and I'm going to open this up, and there's absolutely nothing here. The reason why I've got this file in here is Got Gravel has a special logo on the cowling. It's a Mustang for the engine, and I don't want that on this livery. So basically what I've done is gotten rid of it. That's why this is just plain neutral clear. This is basically an alpha layer. There's absolutely nothing on it. These are used for decals. You'll find these throughout a lot of liveries. The biggest one that I've run into is the Husky. All of the wing painting and on the floats and stuff is all contained in this file, and that's what you'd have to modify in order to get rid of that stuff. Anyways, I'm going to close that out. Also, it involves various other things that you have to make sure that you got. So we've got all of our textures. The only other thing that you would want to mess with at this point, and I've already pre-made some thumbnails. I'll show you how to do those later. But you need a thumbnail JPEG and a thumbnail small JPEG. So I'm going to grab these two. I'm going to pull them in here. And I'm going to I'm going to copy them here and replace the originals. So we have our correct thumbnails. Now when you make sure that you have everything in here that you need, again, you don't need to mess with the texture CFG because it's already done for you by Got Gravel. I have all my textures in here. I made sure that all three of these match the CFG. All these fields are filled out incorrectly, and this file is saved, and that matches everything that's here. Going back out, I got white 1 under my airplanes. You look up here and it's white 1. The last thing that you need to do now is grab this JSON file. I'm going to open that up real quick. It's got the generator in here. It's got your livery on everything. Your livery number, textures, and a list of all the stuff down here. And there's very, very few textures listed. I'll close that out. I'm going to go ahead and grab it and drag with the left mouse button, drag it down on top of this layout generator. And that's all that's needed to be done. Now if I open this back up, you'll see that everything's changed. White 1, the textures, it's got all the textures listed. So it's basically gone through in a flash of light and grabbed everything that's in this folder and put it in here into a nice little catalog. Alright, this is all done. I'm going to close this. I don't need Photoshop open. It's just drag the system, so I'm going to close that down. And I'm going to go over and grab our folder. I'm going to go to the community, open up the community. In my case, I have an add-on linker. So, and I've got that in categories. I'm going to go to Aircraft Liberties. I'm going to go down here and find my Gravel folder. And I'm going to grab this folder as it is, and I'm going to drag it into here and drop it. Okay? Let's go ahead and copy it. And then I'm going to close that up. And it's going to take a little while for Flight Simulator to open. Close that out. I have an add-on linker, so I have to make sure. And start this up real quick. In my case, I have to make sure that I do a couple of things. Regenerate the files. I need to go back down here and I need to find where that folder is. I'm going to turn this on as well and white. This is our new livery. I'm going to turn that on and I'm going to hit the go button right here and it's going to do its thing. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this until Flight Simulator starts. Hopefully I don't crash. If not, it'll be into video number 2. So here we go. Okay. Okay, I think we're back up and running. I don't know. My microphone's blinking at me. Maybe we're running and maybe we're not. Anyways, I got Photoshop back, or not Photoshop. I got Flight Simulator up and running. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the profile and go into my hangar, and I need to get on the right aircraft. See, make sure I got gravel. And I'm going to go back in here. And let's open up our liveries. And all the way to the end here, white 1. And there it is. We made it. We got it in here. Everything looks good. We got good wings and all of our textures appear to be there. Let's go look inside the cockpit. Yep, and there's the right dash. Got the chrome frame and stuff around it. So that, I would say that that's a success. That is not always the case. Especially when you're building your own without a template. I'm going to reduce this and go into my community folder, and let's go to Liberties, and I pre-installed a white gravel, and I called it Bad One. And everything's good until you get to here. You see I've got BD, and here I've got BD1 on the texture. I messed up right there. Everything else is the way it's supposed to be, but I messed up on that. And I did that on purpose to show you what you get when you go into Flight Simulator and you've messed up. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to my hangar, bring that back, go to Liveries. And already, this right here is a bad indicator. There's absolutely no picture there, which is telling you that it can't see the thumbnails. And if it can't see the thumbnails, it's a good representation that it can't see the other textures. Now, because it's a template, it's already got access to certain things that it loads automatically due to that template. However, they're not right. I mean, look at the tread on the tires, it's all white. There's just shadows on the fuselage, it's all distorted. And the biggest indicator is look at the interior, it's all pink checkerboard. If we go inside that cockpit, we're looking at a sea of pinkness. That is because it cannot find the textures. It's got the model. It's got all that panel information, model, and then, you know, guides from where it needs to go to get other things, but we got nothing. Even looking at the shell, I mean, you can see textures looking out the windows, so the checkerboard, so it's really messed up. It can't find what it's looking for, and it's all because of that labeled texture location. So I just wanted to show that to you so that if you see that, you go back in that file and you start looking to find out what's wrong. But the good thing is, we did luck out on setting up our white livery. It's there where it's supposed to be. If I get my head together on what I'm clicking on here. So that's a success. Now, while I'm here real quick, you know what? This video's gone long enough. I'm going to stop. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to get your thumbnail here, both the large and the small. So until we come back again, I'm going to close out Flight Simulator and end this video.